At the Monsters Inc. factory, monsters work daily to collect screams from children, which are the main power source for Monstropolis. James Sullivan, known as Sully, is the star scarer alongside his inseparable friend and assistant Mike Wazowski. They're close to breaking the scream collection record and are frequently named Employees of the Month, though Mike always has something blocking him in the photos. Mr. Waternoose, the company's leader, trains monsters by explaining that nothing is more toxic or harmful than a human child. The company has belonged to his family for 3 generations, and he confesses he would do anything to keep it afloat, especially since children don't scare as easily as they used to. At the lockers, Mike and Sully run into Randall, their main competitor, who warns them he plans to catch up and break their record. Mike argues with him while Sully remains silent. The dispatcher Roz scolds Mike for not completing his paperwork the night before. In the scare floor, Mike operates the doors that Sully uses to enter the human world. They have a warehouse full of closet doors that serve as portals to children's bedrooms. Curiously, monsters fear children as much as or more than children fear them. If anything from the human world enters Monstropolis, special teams intervene to decontaminate the area. One day, Mike has a special dinner with his girlfriend, Celia, for her birthday. Sully offers to cover for his friend with the pending paperwork. Back at the plant, Sully notices a forgotten door. Looking through it, he sees an apparently empty room, but when he turns around, he finds a little girl playing with his tail. Far from being scared, the girl finds him adorable and calls him Kitty. Sully panics and tries to return her, but fails. He hides her in a suitcase to take her back to her door, but upon arriving, he finds Randall, who gets upset at not finding the girl and removes the door. Worried, Sully interrupts Mike and Celia's dinner. When they open the suitcase, they discover the girl has escaped. The restaurant customers panic when they see her and evacuate the place. The Child Detection Agency intervenes, and amid the chaos, Sully and Mike flee to their apartment. They try to keep Boo, as they call her, hidden while helicopters search the area. Interestingly, Boo's emotions affect the lights. Crying makes them glow weakly, but laughing makes them shine much brighter, even causing a blackout. They manage to calm her down while Mike still believes she's dangerous. But when Boo shows a drawing of herself and Sully, then yawns, the tension decreases. Sully, moved by the drawing, tucks her into his own bed despite fearing germs. Before falling asleep, Boo points to the closet door and shows a drawing of Randall, indicating she's afraid of him. The next day, they arrive at the factory with Boo disguised as a monster to find her door and send her home. They encounter agents inspecting the place because of the restaurant incident. Mike tries to get Boo's door access card, but Roz refuses because Mike again left his paperwork unfinished. When they enter the scare floor with a disguised Boo, they act normally. Mike brings another door, hoping to get rid of Boo, but Sully notices it's not the right one. While arguing, they attract everyone's attention and discover Boo has disappeared. Randall confronts Mike and tells him he'll put Boo's door at his station during lunch, giving him one last chance to return the girl without being seen. Sully desperately searches for Boo and believes he's lost her in a trash compactor, but later finds her safe and sound. Following Randall, Sully discovers his secret laboratory where he has a machine called the Scream Extractor, designed to extract screams directly from children without needing to scare them. Randall tries to test it on Mike, whom he captured by mistake, but Sully intervenes just in time. They run to find Mr. Waternoose, but before Sully can tell him what happened, Waternoose orders him to do a scare demonstration for the new recruits. Sully reluctantly does it, but scares Boo, who accidentally reveals herself. Waternoose pretends to be proud of them for uncovering Randall's plan and offers to take Boo home. However, when they reach the door, Mike and Sully notice it's not Boo's. Waternoose reveals he's been collaborating with Randall all along and banishes them through a door that takes them to the Himalayas. Lost in the snow, Mike blames Sully for their situation. They meet the abominable snowman, who mentions there's a village at the foot of the mountain. Sully sees an opportunity to return to Monstropolis through any child's closet and rescue Boo. Mike, tired of the problems Boo has caused, decides not to join him. Sully returns to the factory and discovers that Waternoose plans to subject Boo to the Scream Extractor. He intervenes just in time, destroys the machine, and rescues the girl. Randall attacks him by turning invisible, but Mike returns and helps defeat the chameleon, sending him through a door to a swamp where he's beaten by a family who mistakes him for a lizard. They take Boo's door to the scare floor, but Waternoose discovers them and chases them to the simulation room. Sully uses a door that looks like Boo's to trick Waternoose, who confesses he's willing to kidnap as many children as necessary to save the company. However, they're in the training room, and everyone hears his confession. Roz, who turns out to be the undercover leader of the agents, has him arrested. Regarding Boo, Roz tells Sully that once he returns her, they'll destroy her door and they'll never see each other again. Boo says goodbye to Mike with a hug. Sully takes her back to her room, plays with her one last time, tucks her in, and closes the door, separating them forever. Then, the door is destroyed. The next day, the factory closes because scaring children is no longer viable. Mike mentions the word laughter, and Sully gets an idea. Days later, Mike enters a child's room trying to make him laugh. After several failed attempts, he swallows a microphone and lets out a huge burp, making the child laugh out loud. The child's laughter generates 10 times more energy than screams. Thanks to this new idea, the company is saved and everyone gets their jobs back. However, Sully remains sad because he misses Boo. He keeps the drawing she made and a piece of her door. Mike surprises him by taking him to the testing room where he has rebuilt Boo's door. All that's missing is the piece Sully has. When he places it, the door activates. Sully slowly opens the door and, peeking in, hears the girl say, "Kitty," smiling happily to see her once more. Through this story, we see how Sully's initial fear of humans transforms into a deep, paternal affection for Boo. The relationship between Sully and Boo shows us that sometimes we judge others quickly, based on how they look or what we've been taught without really knowing them. Sully's story is ultimately about a monster becoming a father to a little girl, learning to love her, and finally letting her go back to her world, even though the special bond between them remains forever.